Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. Today is Wednesday, guys, and I'm coming on because I'm getting dinner ready. What I'm doing right now, this is what's for dinner. What I'm doing right now is I took these two pork roasts that I had in my freezer. I'm going to show you the different way. So you're not on the tripod right now. I have these pork roasts right here. Two half ones in the freezer that I had downstairs, and it's time to utilize them. So what I'm doing is I'm chopping up fresh garlic and some parsley and basil, and I stuffed the pork chops. Let me just move these. I stuffed the pork chops with it. I usually put little holes like in my pork roast. But this time what I'm doing is, just give me 1 second, guys. This time I'm going to make a big line. I'm going to make this one happens to have cut already, but I'm going to make a big long slit in them. Just trying to think which way this one goes. So I cut it the right way when I do it. Yeah. I'm going to do 3 big slits because I just wanted to get it done quicker, so that's what I'm doing. So I took some of the parsley out of my garden. I had a little bit in there, and I have some store-bought parsley that I'm going to try to use as much as I can up because it's just on its way out, and there's not much left of it. So yeah, so I'm just using whatever leaves I can pull off of here. And if I get some stems in here, guys, that's okay. So I'm going to do olive oil and the garlic and put some salt and pepper in here. And then I will also, I'm also going to season up the pork itself with salt and pepper and garlic powder. That's how I do it. So sorry I didn't have a video yesterday and the day before. Just a lot going on. We had the party and yesterday, Monday and Tuesday I didn't do a video. Sunday I did one with the party and all that. But yeah, I guess I was just exhausted. I didn't feel good during the party. I didn't feel good yesterday or the day before. I feel better today. Still a little off. Still feel a little bit under the weather. But where's the olive oil?
Top of the stove.
Ugh. But I definitely feel better. All right, so I'm going to put some olive oil in here so the oil and garlic has somewhere to go. Okay. I think I need a little bit more. There's not enough in here. Probably going to make mashed potatoes with it, and I think I'm going to save some of this garlic here and put it in the mashed potatoes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a slit here, a long slit, as deep as I could go, but without going through the pork, to the bottom. Okay. See you guys. This is a pork roast that I had bought at Sam's Club, and it was a lot bigger than this. And I cut pork chops, and I made 2 pork roasts out of it. And I put it in my freezer, and then I use it when I want. This is what I do. All right, so here we go. So I'm just going to put some right here on this one. I'll start with this one. Now, if you don't have fresh parsley, you can use dried parsley. There is some dried in here as well because I put some dried in here just to make more of it. And so if you don't have fresh, you can use dried parsley. And if you don't have fresh garlic, you could even use minced garlic, or you can use garlic powder if worse came to worse. But the fresh garlic is the best, really. Or the minced garlic. So I'm just shoving the garlic in here so it gets down into the garlic. This looks a little waterlogged because it was frozen, so I had it in Ziploc bags in the sink with in a pot with hot water, with warm, cool water. So it looks a little washed, but it's fine. So just shove it down. The more the better in there. The more you get in there, the more it's going to be through the meat. So delicious. I really like buying Sam's pork roast because they're such a good buy. You can get them on sale. Even when they're not on sale, they're really reasonable. You get so much out of it, and it really goes far, so I like buying them there. I rarely ever buy a pork roast like at the food store anymore. If they're on sale, and I see them, if I can, I'm buying it that week or whatever, I'll do it. But usually, whenever I go to, not whenever, but sometimes when I go to Sam's, if I can afford it, I get a nice big one because, like I said, I cut it up into pork chops, cut it up for pork roast. Alright, just shove it in as much as you want. The further down you push it, the more it's going to go into the meat. And like I said, you can make little slits if you want. That's usually what I do, but I just didn't feel like doing that right now. I just feel like getting it done. And I'm going to save some of this parsley and basil and garlic and put it into my mashed potatoes. Alright, so let's get this off my hand as best as I can. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to it because I feel like it's a little dry. And then just rub it. You can rub the garlic and olive oil all over the other side, like this, the bottom, and all that. And this all right here, all this garlic and basil and parsley is going to season the juice that I add. I'll add water to this as it cooks, and then that'll become the gravy, and it'll be all flavored with this garlic and stuff. So that's good. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on my hands so maybe some of this stuff will come off. Yeah, I guess that didn't work too well. Alright. Alright, guys, let me rinse my hands off. What I do, I always say this, I take a paper towel first, wipe all this gunk and stuff off my hands, because then when you wash your hands, it's easier to get it off with the soap. Sometimes when you still have like all the meat mixture or whatever you're doing on your hands, it's hard to wash them because the soap just adheres and it just makes it very slippery. It doesn't take all the stuff off. So I just use a napkin, paper towel first, wipe it all off, and then I'll wash my hands. It makes it a lot easier. I say it all the time. My hands smell like garlic. So nice. So nice. Nothing like garlic and olive oil and parsley and basil. It's all over my iPad here. I got garlic and parsley all over my iPad. Oh no, what did I do? I hit something weird on there. Let me pause it and go back on so I don't mess this up. All right, so I'm just gonna put a drop more on top of here. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on the bottom of this because I don't want the garlic that's in there to burn. The oven's on 375, so it's not that high, but I just don't want it to, I don't want the garlic to burn. All right, guys. Oh, wait, I didn't season it. Hello? Linda, get it together. All right, let's do some pepper. Even though it's got all that garlic and parsley, you need to season it up a little bit. Otherwise, it'll taste like just garlic and parsley, no, nothing else, but which is still delicious. Salt. So, guys, I made chicken orzo soup last night. Lemon chicken orzo soup, and we had cold cuts for dinner with it. We had sandwiches. Oh my God, it was so good. I made it like 3:30. All of a sudden, Julie's like, we haven't been feeling well, the whole house. I think we have like a little viral infection. And Julie didn't feel good, and she had to go to the chiropractor too. And she's like, how about I just pick up some cold cuts? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. She goes, maybe I'll pick up a can of soup. And I said, you know what? I have like chicken in there that I have to use up. Why don't I make like a lemon chicken orzo soup? And that's one of her favorite soups. And she's like, oh my God, Mom, yes. So it was like 3:30. I made it. It was done by 6:15. And it was delicious, guys. Delicioso. All right, so that's onion powder, garlic powder. And like I said, all this flavoring that's on here is going to seep down into the juice, and that's what I make the gravy out of, and it's going to be amazing. All right, guys, let's put this in the oven, 375. I'll set it for, I don't know, I'll set the timer for 45 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 45 minutes.
Good afternoon, Linda. 45 minutes.
All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel some potatoes and make some mashed potatoes with those. I'm trying to think what vegetable I'm going to make with it. I'm still going to keep what's here because there is some left in here, and I can get some more parsley out of this. I can always stick it in the soup, really. Maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll have leftovers with the orzo soup. So I'll just put this whole thing of parsley like into the orzo soup, which I already have basil and parsley in there, but that'll flavor it up. That'll be nice. It'll flavor it up more. And I won't waste it, so that's what I'm going to do. All right. Let's get the potatoes and peel some potatoes up. So yeah, you know, the summer's kind of slow as far as videos go, and I usually take a day or two off during the week, because starting the fall, like starting in late September, beginning of October, more October probably, the beginning, towards the middle of October, I'll start doing more videos and getting ready for the holidays and stuff. Not sure exactly how much I'm going to do this year. I definitely am doing some canning, and I'm going to be canning and starting to sell my salsa, my pickles. Yeah, so I have some things in the works. Hopefully, you know, mentally I'll be all together. You never know with me, guys, but I'm praying. I'm hoping and praying that God keeps me all there. And yeah, and we'll get some it's gonna be fun. The fall and the winter, and the Christmas and the holidays are always a lot of fun. A lot of work for me, but I love it. I thrive on it. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get some potatoes. All right, guys, so I'm just peeling the potatoes. I gotta go in the back and get a few more. I had a bag that had really, that had you know, 2, 4, 5 potatoes in it. All right, so Lord in heaven, give me the strength. All right, so yeah. Gonna peel these two here, and then I'll go in the back and get a few more. You'll always be. Oh, guys, I didn't go to my church service this past Sunday, because number one, first of all, I was going. I had set myself up to go for the party, and I was cooking and stuff. I was all ready, I had myself all together to go, and I just didn't feel great. Like I told you, I had this virus, like it just lasted 3 or 4 days, and it just knocked me out, and I really didn't feel like the hustle and bustle. I couldn't, so I didn't go to church, and now I'm going away this weekend coming up with my husband, and I are going to this resort place in Pennsylvania, and my girlfriend, my best friend Joan, and her husband are meeting us there. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm really, really excited. So I'm gonna be gone Sunday, so I can't go to church again. But I watch it online, and that's fine as long as I do that and I do my other worshiping. God will forgive me. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening. But one second. So it really does bother me when I don't go. Like I crave my worshiping and my going to my church and all that. So like I really, like, I'll change my whole schedule around, and I don't care what I have to sacrifice. But I literally did not feel well. So it's a matter of not feeling well for myself, and then you don't want to get anybody else sick if you have, whatever. So anyway, so that's why I didn't go. But I'm watching it online, which is fine. It's not the same as being there, because the music, they don't play the music. They don't show the music online. They only show the preaching. So I miss out on that, which I absolutely love. But so I'll do my worshiping outside of the church this weekend again, and next week I'll be back. I could go on Wednesdays, but I like to go on the day that I go, because I know the people that I go. I go with people that go at that time of the morning that I go, and I just like the camaraderie, and I like to see the people that I'm getting to know that are at that service. So I like to go on Sundays at the time that I go. Anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah, I choose to have God in my life every day, and I do that by listening to the music and by going over some scriptures in the Bible, or in my head, or just talking to God, keeping the relationship open with my God, and feeling close to Him. And that's what I do, and that's how you worship God. And that's it. So yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know that. But yeah, if you know me, and if you've been here a little while, you know that I'm a born again Christian, and I usually like tell you guys to say scriptures out of the Bible. I haven't done it in a while, honestly. I'm gonna get back to doing that. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the story. But yeah, I'm very excited about this weekend. We're leaving Friday early afternoon, and we won't be back till Sunday. Sunday early evening, late afternoon. So yeah, I'm very excited. Me and Billy we planned this little trip. We have been to this resort. I don't know if you've heard of Mohegan Sun. It's right by Mohegan Sun, in New York, in Pennsylvania. It's a casino. where I don't think we're gonna go. We're gonna see if they have any shows available at the casino or whatever. But it's right over there by this resort is over there by it. So we're going to do that, and this little resort has like little restaurants in it, and has some. I gotta look at online and see what kind of shows or something that, or not shows, but things that they have going on. But Joan and my bestie and her husband are going to meet us there, and we just have a ball together, and all that. So yeah, so we're very, very excited, and hubby deserves a little vacation. I go on my girls' trips, my this, my that. He doesn't do much, so I said let's plan a little something to go together. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna cut the potatoes in here to this. I'm gonna actually put some in the pan, and I'm gonna cut up some small potatoes because Darren doesn't like mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna cut up a few small potatoes for him to have in with the pork. I'll put it right in with the pork. So I'm just doing small pieces. I always make small pieces so it doesn't take forever to cook. My son-in-law just came out and told me that Judge DiCaprio, from what is it? Something in Providence. The judge who would go on, who was online, and he would give people all kinds of breaks, and he was just such a sweet, sweet man. He had cancer, and I thought he was doing better, and he just said, my son-in-law just said that he passed away at 88. So sad. What a nice, nice man. I'm telling you, there'll never be another person and man like that. And in the court system, everybody should learn from him. The compassion that he had for people was just unbelievable. So yeah, another person that succumbed to cancer. Bastard. Sorry, excuse my French, but it's just ridiculous anymore. All right, I'm going to continue to cut these out, and then I'll show you the ones that I cut up and put in the pork roast. Oh, I didn't rinse that one off. I forget. That's right. Did you hear Judge DiCaprio died? All right, guys. So I cooked up. I cut up these little potatoes. I'm gonna put them in with the pork roast and let them cook in there. And then I cut up the potatoes for the. I'm not gonna show you right now, but I put them in the pot. You guys saw me do that. So. I did that, and so I'm going to save these peels. I'm going to wash them up, and I'm going to make potato skins. I have leftover potato skins from the party that are in the fridge, but they've been sitting in there a couple of days now, and I don't think they're going to be good to make them with. So tonight for a snack, my husband's dying for them because we only had a couple at the party. So tonight for a snack, since I have no Bible study and we have whatever. I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's later. But anyway, let's take the pork roast out and put it on the counter so I can put the potatoes in there with them. Yeah, and I want to add some water to this too, guys. Oh my God, it looks so good. Look at this. Look. Holy moly. Moo. Now, I'm going to put a little seasoning on the potatoes once they get in here, but they're going to be flavored in all that garlic and oil and seasonings, pepper, salt, pepper, all of that. These potatoes will be nice and delicioso. So, today's Wednesday, so we got it tomorrow, between tomorrow and, tomorrow, and Friday we're going away, so, we'll definitely have some of this left over, but maybe I'll make some pork sandwiches to take with us or something, because when we get back to the hotel at night, me and my husband, we're snackers, we like to snack a little bit, so, yeah, so we're probably going to do something like that, or we'll definitely eat this maybe when we come home Sunday. There's definitely going to be a lot left because I'm making two. I probably should have just made one, but I'm making it, and they've been in the freezer a while, so I'd like to get them eaten up. All right, so let's just salt these up, and pepper. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Well, no. I'm not going to put olive oil because I'm going to add a little bit of, yeah, I'll put a little olive oil because then I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, just to the potatoes. And maybe I should take the top off. Jesus, Lord in heaven. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cook like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put some water in there. Because all this good stuff on the bottom needs to be moved around, and once I put the water in there, it's going to make juice, and that's going to make the gravy, guys. All right, so we got the potatoes going, see? Look at that, nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, Alexa, set the timer for 6 minutes. So I'll do that. And here are the potato peels. What I'm going to do is I'll show you. I'm going to put them in a strainer, rinse them off, get them nice and clean, and then I will dry them and get them ready for later. All right, guys, so I'm gonna put the potato skins in the strainer here, wash them off good, and then I put a couple paper towels down and I dry them good, because the thing is that you want them really dry, because if they're dry, that's when they become really, really crispy. If they're all soggy and wet, they're not going to become crispy. They're just going to be like gooey, So I have these from Sunday, and I don't know. I definitely don't like the way they look. Look, I'll show you. Yeah. See? They just look not good. So I was gonna make them yesterday, the day before, and the day after, but I just forgot about them, and we were doing other things and didn't get it done. So that's wasted, But it's potato skins that I use the potatoes for. So, in fact, I had potato salad left over. I'm gonna have Julie start bringing some stuff into her work, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna stop over Jenny's house and give her a little bit of the potato salad that we have left over from the party. I have deviled eggs, but I don't know, eggs, you gotta look at them and see, make sure that they're good. Maybe I'll give her a couple of those. Anyway, so I'm just washing these skins off, guys, see? I don't really wash one by one. I don't, because that's ridiculous. So I just rinse them off good. As long as you rinse them off and you get all the dirt off of them, what are you gonna do? If there's a little dirt on here, I'm sure we all have eaten dirt before. Just like when you clean mushrooms, I'll never forget Rachel Ray used to say, what's a little bit of dirt? Like if the mushroom had a little bit of stuff on it, she's like, I just wipe it off quick. She goes, if there's a little dirt on it, what's the big deal? I'm sure we've eaten a little bit of dirt before. So this is what I do with these. I'm not bothered by a little, not that I want to eat dirt, believe me. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to sit here and scrub every potato skin. I'm not. Just not going to do it. I could wash them before I peel them if I wanted to do that, but I don't have time for that. So just try to get them as dry as you can. And sometimes I let them, I'll let them, I'm not going to make these for a couple hours. So I'll leave them in the paper towel, dry them really good, and let them sit in the paper towel, dry out and stuff, But see, these, even if they sit here for a while, they're still going to be wet. So you have to kind of scrunch them up in the paper towel and dry them in the paper towel. These are, I'm telling you guys, they're amazing. They're amazing. People, I wasn't even going to make them for Sunday. And then I had the potato peels from all the potatoes that I peeled, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make potato peels, Sometimes I think I'm going to make something and then it doesn't work out and I didn't have enough time. but they were standing there. They were staring me in the face, and everybody was like pushing it around the kitchen. And my husband's like, "Do you want me to get rid of these or whatever?" Like, no, I'm gonna make those, thinking maybe I wouldn't get to them, but I was able to get to them because I really wanted to make them when everybody was like, "Alexa, stop!" When everybody was like eating the appetizers and stuff. And so I put them in the air fryer. Took a minute, put them in the air fryer. Did what I had to do with them, seasoned them up, and oh my God, I put them out there. They ate them up like you would not believe. And I made a little sauce to go with it. I just made like a little. I put like mayonnaise, and I put some Polynesian of the Chick-fil-A sauce, a little bit of the honey mustard sauce, few seasonings, everything the bagel seasoning, whatever. A little like I made this like little dressing, and they loved it. It was so good. So, telling you, just think out of the box. Just try things. You don't have to go to a recipe. You don't have to, be this culinary wizard. I'm a home cook, and I've learned from my family growing up. I always had an interest in cooking. Was always in the kitchen with my mom and my grandma, and my great aunts and my aunts. And I loved it. I loved it, and I just self-taught myself as I raised my family and and growing up, and and that's how I made a lot of mistakes. Oh God, things don't always come out perfect with me. Are you crazy? Nothing is ever perfect. And there are times that I'm like, oh, I don't like that, or I don't like my food, and my family's like, Mom, what are you, crazy? It's delicious. It's just I have a very high standard for myself, and so a lot of times I'm not happy with how something comes out. Or the problem with me, it's not a problem, but it could be a problem because when I cook, I rarely write down a recipe. Like I know just how I make something. But the thing with that is, you always say you have a chance of it not coming out exactly the way it did the last time. And that happens to me a lot because a lot of times, like the other night, I made a pasta just off the whim. I threw things together and it was delicious. But like what I should be doing, because I want to write a cookbook. If you're new here, you won't know. If you're not new here, you know. I have started to write a cookbook for the last 2 years and still doing it little by little. It's going to take me 10 years probably. I'll probably be 75 before I do it. Anyway, I make the mistake of not writing it down because I'm in the midst of doing it. So I don't write it down, and then if it comes out amazing, I'm like, oh my God, I should have wrote that down, because when I try to make that recipe again, I try to duplicate it, but I'm always wrong because I never know exactly how much of what I put in it. So that's the problem with, and that's what I gotta try to figure out and get organized with. But it just doesn't happen like that in real life all the time. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. There are recipes that I know in my head that I've grown up with, or that I've done over and over and over and over again, and I kind of know what I put in it as far as a pinch of this, a pinch of that. But that's the thing. But I really, really, really want to start doing that because I really, really, really would like to get my cookbook out, and I'm gonna make small little cookbooks. I'm not gonna do a whole big cookbook. I'm gonna do like little variables. Like I'm gonna do little 20-page cookbooks, something like that. Small cookbook, paperback cookbooks that I will, if people are interested, I will sell out of my house or whatever, for whoever wants them, like that in the beginning. And I'm gonna self-publish it myself. And so that's my plan. So, but don't quote me on, don't hold me to it, because it is my plan. It's been my plan for a long time, but just, life just gets in the way. Everything gets in the way, and so hopefully I'll do it before the day that I die. Hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, guys, yeah, so that's it. All right, so these are dry. I'm gonna let them sit here a few minutes, and then I'll turn them over again and dry them again, and they'll be nice and dry, and then I'll season them up. I put olive oil. I put whatever seasonings floats my boat that day, that time. I do, and they always come out amazing. It's grated cheese. You could put on it. You could do a spicy version. You could do, oh God, there's so many different ways you could do it. All right, let's put the water. Let's put some water now in that pan because I don't want that garlic and stuff to burn. But I wanted the potatoes to get a little bit like, you know, not crispy because they're not going to be crispy already. I'll show you. Let me open the oven and then I'll show you guys. I don't, you know, they're not going to get crispy in the amount of time that I'm leaving them, but they will brown up a little bit. Note to self, Linda. Take the spoon before you open the oven. All right. Oh, guys, this pork roast. Ugh, so yummy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the potatoes in a little bit longer before I put the water in, because there's definitely a lot of juice in here already. Let me turn these around and I'll show you. There's definitely juice in there, you know, oil in there already and stuff. So the garlic isn't burning or anything because all that juice, it's all the olive oil and all that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Alexa, stop. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that look amazing. So I'm gonna let the potatoes cook about another 15 minutes, and then I can add water to it, and I will check here are my tomatoes. Got a lot of tomatoes. Oh, guys, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Be right back. So, guys, now I planted banana peppers, right? And I kept, you know, the plant that I planted was like getting overthrown by all of the tomatoes and the zucchini. I mean, and the cucumber plants and all that. So I really couldn't even see the plant. But I was looking at it a couple of times and didn't see anything on it. It wasn't producing anything. I went out there today and I was like, what the heck is that? These two peppers were hanging off of the vine of this plant. I was like, oh my God, I guess they're banana peppers, right? Yeah, that's what they are. And I took them off because they say when you take even if they're kind of small, you take them off and then more stuff will reproduce. So I took them off of the thing because I was so excited. And so I got 2 banana peppers. They smell a little spicy, but I'm pretty sure I didn't plant spicy ones. But they do smell a little spicy, so I'm going to slice this one up and taste it, and let's see what happens. Banana peppers can be a little bit spicy, but you can also buy the mild, or you can buy the hot. But I'm pretty sure that I bought the mild ones. I didn't buy the hot because I like spicy, but I don't like craziness. Like, I like jalapenos and stuff. I don't know. I definitely know I didn't buy hot, but we'll see. So let's see. Oh, I didn't wash this. Let me wash it. But yeah, so I'm hoping it produces more peppers. We'll see. All of a sudden, they were there. I was like, oh my God. I wish I could be there in the moment that something actually grows. You know, like when the string bean is like this big and then all of a sudden it gets like this. I want to be there in that moment when that actually moves and grows. I wonder, you know, that's amazing to me. All right, let's see. I don't know. I'm afraid to taste it, guys. I'm really afraid. What if it's... Let me go get my drink. I'll be right back. All right. Let's see. Ready? I'm scared. Okay. No, not spicy. Not spicy. It's definitely banana peppers. I hope I get more. Maybe they don't come out till August, September. Who knows? I don't know. Very good. But not spicy. So, I'll save this one. Put my tomatoes there. I got lots of tomatoes, guys. Lots of tomatoes. I'm gonna be making some more homemade salsa this week. Tomorrow for Julie, because I'm going away, but Julie's having a little get together, and she asked me if I could do it before I go. So I'm gonna be using some of my. Oh, there's another potato here. I'm gonna be using some of my potatoes, some of my homegrown tomatoes, and I'll use some store bought. Depends on how many I have, you know, that are ripe and good to use. So, yeah, that's really good. I hope I get more of those. I really do. I hope I get more of those. All right, guys. I checked it with the temperature thing, with the with the thermometer thingy, and it said it was done, but I want to make sure because I honestly do not trust this thing. I don't trust it. I need a new one. I don't because it's very inconsistent sometimes. So I need to get another one. But anyway, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna cut it and see what it looks like. Let me see. The ends, of course, I'm sure are gonna be done. Come on. Yeah, let's look in the middle and just make sure it's not like, you know, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be overcooked, but it has to be mainly white. Okay, there is a little bit pink to it left, which I want it to be a little bit pink because once it's done, once it's out, it will cook more. So they're both a little bit too much pink for me, which I'm gonna taste this piece myself. But it doesn't have much longer. It really doesn't. I'm going to cut a piece for my husband. Because I know he'll be in here. I feel like it needs salt. Alright. Let's put it back in the oven. I don't think it needs more than 10 minutes. And if the potatoes aren't done, which they're almost done, I'll just take the pork off and put the potatoes back in. Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes from now.
These potatoes are done. I checked them, and the biggest one was done. So they're done. So I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, and I'll show you something in 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I've been trying to finish taping on my iPad, and something's happening with it. It keeps saying error, and it's not videoing. So you missed my mashed potatoes. Sorry about that. Me making the mashed potatoes. You missed me setting up the gravy. I thought it was taping, but it wasn't. So here's the gravy. I put some of the juice in here. Put 1 packet of gravy in there. That's done. The string beans you didn't see either. I put garlic, fresh garlic, olive oil, butter, salt and pepper and garlic powder in here, and that's all done. Sorry about that. And I cut up the meat. I don't think you even saw that because it wasn't working. It said error again, and there's no video. So sorry about that, but this is what's for dinner tonight. Pork roast is very delicious. We taste it, and string beans. Everything is done. All right, so I'm gonna make my plate, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys. So I'm using my phone because my iPad is not working. Like I said, for some reason the camera won't tape. I don't know why, but anyway, hubby said that the pork roast tastes a little, it's a little bit tough, and it is a little bit tough now. I'm wondering if because it was in the freezer. It's got to be in the freezer probably 4 or 5 months, but I know you could keep them in the freezer a long time. Anyway, the other pork that I had from this pork roast was not tough. So, I don't know. Okay, so it is what it is, guys, but this is what's for dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that notification button with the bell so you guys can be notified every time I upload a new video. Like and share. comment down below, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Please continue, because when you subscribe, it really does help my channel grow, and I so appreciate it and all of you. And I thank you for coming into my home, my kitchen, and creating with me, guys. I love yous. I'll see you on the next video. There are the puppies. Love you. See you on the next one. Bye. I got applesauce there too, guys. Bye.